The land of the impossible. Tanzania. Imagine standing in the middle of a sea of golden grass, surrounded by the roars of over 2 million animals embarking on the greatest survival journey on Earth. Or in just a few hours, leaving crocodile-infested rivers behind to lose yourself in a lush, green coffee plantation. This is one of the last places on Earth where you can feel the breath of a planet not yet stolen by technology. Welcome to a journey of discovery, where nature still embraces humanity. To understand the soul of Tanzania, one must first look back millions of years to a time of violent planetary upheaval. Tanzania was formed in the fiery heart of the Great Rift Valley, a massive geological scar where the Earth's tectonic plates began to pull apart. This ancient instability created majestic sheer cliffs, mirror-deep lakes, and towering volcanic peaks that define the East African horizon. Tanzania is often hailed as the cradle of mankind, a gateway to studying our most ancient ancestors. This land is a living cultural tapestry, home to more than 120 ethnic groups living together in extraordinary peace, unified by a shared national identity. Tanzanians are famous for being warm and resilient, living by the iconic philosophy of Hakuna Matata, a Swahili phrase meaning "no worries." This spirit of calm and hospitality shapes the rhythm of daily life, inviting every traveler to feel at home in this wild paradise. Rising from this pristine landscape like a silent guardian is a sentinel that defies all logic, Mount Kilimanjaro. At a staggering 5,895 meters above sea level, it is not only the roof of Africa, but also the highest freestanding mountain on the planet. To gaze at its snow-capped peak from the sweltering savannah is to witness one of nature's greatest contradictions. Climbing Kilimanjaro is a journey through time and climate, an expedition that takes you through 5 different ecosystems. The trek begins in the rainforest zone, a humid emerald world where the air is thick with the scent of damp earth, and colobus monkeys leap through the canopy. As you ascend, the trees thin out, giving way to moorland and heath, a misty landscape of giant lobelias and groundsels that look like alien flora. Higher still, the humidity vanishes as you enter the alpine desert, a harsh silent realm of grey volcanic rock and dust, where only the hardiest lichens survive. Finally, you reach the Arctic summit. Here, massive glaciers and perpetual ice fields glitter under the African sun, a surreal reminder of Earth's extreme conditions just south of the equator. Kilimanjaro is more than just a mountain. It is a vertical map of the planet itself, a place where the story of Tanzania rises layer by layer, from ancient times to the very sky. Standing at a breathtaking 5,895 meters, Uhuru Peak is the highest point of Mount Kilimanjaro and the highest point on the entire African continent. The name Uhuru means freedom in Swahili, a title given to the peak to commemorate Tanzania's independence. For those who endure the arduous multi-day journey through thin air and freezing temperatures, reaching this point is a massive mental and physical triumph. The landscape at the summit is surreal and otherworldly, characterized by vast stretches of volcanic scree and a silence so profound it feels heavy. The peak is most famous for its iconic ice crown, massive ancient glaciers that have sat atop this equatorial mountain for more than 10,000 years. Witnessing these brilliant blue and white ice blocks glowing under the harsh African sun is a sight of unparalleled beauty. However, this crown is also a somber symbol of a changing world. Due to global warming and shifting rainfall patterns, the glaciers of Kilimanjaro are melting rapidly. Scientists estimate that over 80% of the ice has disappeared since the early 20th century, and the remaining glaciers may vanish entirely within the next few decades. This makes a trip to Uhuru Peak not just an adventurous journey, but a rare chance to witness a disappearing wonder of the natural world. At dawn, as the sun rises over the jagged Mwenzi Peak in the distance, the light illuminates the ice and the vast sea of clouds below, offering a view that makes every effort of the climb worth it. Nestled right at the southern foot of Mount Kilimanjaro, Moshi is a vibrant, bustling town that serves as the main base for adventurers from all over the world. Unlike many other tourist hubs, Moshi maintains an authentic, soulful atmosphere, where the rhythm of international mountaineering blends perfectly with local Tanzanian life. Moshi is renowned as the coffee capital of Tanzania, surrounded by fertile volcanic soil that produces some of the finest Arabica beans in East Africa. The scent of roasting coffee often wafts through the air, and local markets are filled with sacks of dried beans waiting for export. The energy in Moshi is contagious. You will see mountain guides checking gear in small cafes, resilient porters preparing for their next expedition, and local farmers bringing fresh produce from the mountain slopes to the Mbuyuni market. The town is a melting pot of cultures, primarily home to the resilient Chaga people, whose history is intimately tied to the mountain. Moshi offers a warm welcome into the signature Hakuna Matata lifestyle of the region. It is a place where every journey begins with a hopeful gaze toward the clouds. Tucked away in the lush, deep valleys at the base of Mount Kilimanjaro is the spectacular Mataruni waterfall. With an impressive height of 80 meters, it is one of the tallest and most beautiful waterfalls in the region. The journey to Mataruni is a delightful experience, requiring a hike through the emerald landscapes of Mataruni village, the last village before entering Kilimanjaro National Park. As you walk along the winding dirt paths, you are surrounded by ancient coffee and banana plantations, where the local Chaga people still practice traditional farming methods passed down through generations. The waterfall is fed directly by pure glacial meltwater from the glaciers of Kilimanjaro. The water plunges with incredible force from the cliffs above, creating a cool mist that softens the humid forest air. At the base, the water falls into a stunning emerald green pool, surrounded by moss-covered rocks and giant ferns. The pool is deep and inviting, and for those brave enough to endure the freezing temperatures of the glacial water, it offers one of the most refreshing swimming experiences in Africa. The water is crystal clear. Beyond its beauty, Mataruni represents the essential relationship between the mountain and the people. This water source is the lifeblood of the valley, nourishing the land and providing the clear streams that sustain the village. The Uluguru Mountains are a stunning mountain range in eastern Tanzania, forming part of the ancient Eastern Arc Chain. Often referred to as Sky Islands, these mountains rise steeply from the surrounding coastal plains to an altitude of over 2,600 meters. The range is characterized by its lush and wooded mist-covered rainforests, rugged peaks, and spectacular waterfalls, such as the Choma and Hululu Falls. Biodiversity is the crown jewel of the Ulugurus. The area is home to hundreds of endemic plant and animal species found nowhere else on Earth, including the Uluguru bush shrike and various unique orchids. For adventure seekers, the mountains offer challenging hiking trails leading to peaks like Bondwa or Lupanga, providing breathtaking panoramic views of the valleys below. The mountains are also the ancestral home of the Luguru people, whose terraced farming practices on the steep slopes demonstrate a unique harmony between human habitation and a challenging landscape.